Check, 1, 2.
I call him protector, defender, sustainer, the one who fights for me, my keeper and shield, my father,
Check, 1, 2.
Father, hey, you are my Lord, my Father, you never fail. Lion of Judah, I am, my Lord and my Father. I will love you. I will serve. Follow. You are my Father, and you can never fail. I will love you. I will serve you. I go there, follow. And you never, I will love, I will serve, I will follow. You are my Father, and you can never fail. Oh, I will love, I will serve, I will follow you. Okay, you never. So can I see you give the Lord a dust, a head. Come on, give the Lord a dust, Let's say it again. Say, Agune Chimba. And you never, you are Agune Chimba. Lion of Judah. You are my Father. You will never. Come on. Give the Lord. Can I see you go down for my Jesus? The Lord and us. Come on. Give the Lord a shout. Can I hear you shout glory? Hallelujah. Kai. All right, so let's go. Why should I worry? Why should I fear? He's before and behind me, and he never fails. shield, the one who fights for me, my Father. He never fails. I call him protector, the defender, sustainer, my keeper and shield, the one who fights for me, my Father, 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 and he never.
We can now go if you have any question.
Okay, yes, I've joined already, so I'm listening. I've been listening.
Okay. All right. So let me just start again. So basically, this is the Let me connect this keyboard so that. Oh my God. Sorry, sir. If you are still with me. Uh-huh. So this is the entire project. Yes, this is the entire project, and we recorded a stretch. Like my recordings, I used to record it. Hey, Jesus, it is well. I used to record my project as a stretch from start to finish. Then I think, if I can remember well, for this Philippa's project, that very day we stopped at some point before her husband sang that his song, that I needed to add that extra ambience mic, something like that, if I can remember well. But then after the recording, I used to listen to the song, and I used to listen to the song and do the cutting, like cut the songs, each song away from the extra talks. So this is what you are seeing now. So this particular project, but something peculiar happened. Let me check your message.
Okay, no problem. No question for now, but at least I'm hearing everything. The mix is sounded very nice, very sweet. Everything seated well. Yeah, but it's just that I'm not getting you loud like that.
Jesus. But can you hear me better now, sir? Please let me know if you can hear me well now. So let me just continue. I just listened to your voice note now. So this particular project, um, this particular project, I've mixed four of the songs. Yes, basically I've mixed four of the songs, but somehow I needed to change the OS of my system, and for some reasons, uh, why this one? So for some reasons, what is it called? I lost the project. For some reasons, so I lost the project. So I had to I had to start from scratch again. Let me be sure that this guy can work. Just a moment. I'm very much with you. Okay, so I was saying that, hey, please let me know, sir, if you can hear me now. I want to believe that you should be hearing me well now. I'm trying to follow with this thing too. Okay. Yes, I want to believe that you can somehow hear me. Yes, I want to believe that you can somehow hear me. So, like I was saying, the what is it called? I lost the project. I lost the project, so I had to start. I had to start the mix from scratch again. So I had sent to her three of the songs. The fourth one that I had mixed, I have not mastered it. So that means I have to remix the that particular one actually. So basically, that's where I am on this on this project. Yes. So basically, that's where I am on this project. So let me just play it now from beginning, and we just listen from beginning to start. Forgive me, you just bear with me. I'm not very good at these things.
All right, so let's go. Why should I worry? Why should I fear? He's before and behind me, and he never fails.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my microphone was down. Sorry, sir. Let me know if you have any questions. Sorry. Okay.
Wow, this is powerful, sir. This is really great. Nice work. Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let me know. Let me know if there's any question, or I should just get into it. Sorry, my microphone was down earlier.
A lot of questions. Uh, Thank you very much for sharing this. I love the vocal presence, the instrument presence. Everything is just sitting and balancing very well. So my question now is the first one. So how do you do your, how do you do your stems, right? Is it that you are the one you direct the stems, or like the owner of the songs does the stems and all that, direct and do everything?
Okay, for this particular song now, yes, for this particular song, my work is just basically mixing and mastering. What is it called? I don't know if you know Johnny Me, the guy that if you can remember, the guy that played the piano that day, the guy that played the I've even forgotten which keyboard he played. I think it was the ES or something, the motif that he played. He's the one that did the stems. So many of the projects I don't bother myself with the production aspects like the stems and all. In fact, let me do okay.
So my question now is the first one. So how do you do your, how do you do your stems, right? Is it that you are the one you direct the stems?
Yes. So like I was saying, I don't bother myself with the stems. Okay, let me go back now. The Hausa hymns, the second one, that one that I think that was 2023. That one that I forgot. That one that I forgot to record. That one was we didn't use stems for. Hey, Jesus is God. We didn't do stems for that. Mm, so that kind of recording now. So in fact, that was the first recording I was introducing post production to Pastor Dado and church like that. So I told them that, guy, let their Jorex handle the post production stems and all of that. So after the recording, their Jorex handled the post production stems and all of that. Then for this particular one, this Philippas project, Ojonimi did the stems. So I don't bother myself with the stems, because the stems has to come in before the recording, the rehearsals and all of that. So yeah. So for this kind of songs now, um the producer of the song does the stems. Then I just for example, like this one now, in fact, the average recording after the recording, like I mentioned, after cutting them into each song like this. So I export the recording for the producer, so that whatever stems they have done, they can bring in the recording and align their stems to the live recording. So they send back their, what is it called now? They send back their stem files to me. So for example, this one, let me, okay, let's get to it. I just hope you can still hear me. I'm speaking by faith. Okay, yes, I can see that it's still coming through. So for example, I have these. Share it's logic. It's logic you use to, or which DAW do you use to to mix? So this is the drum pad, that drum machine in church. We recorded this thing, individual track, not stereo. I mean, we recorded left and right separately. For recordings that I have time, I used to create the stereo tracks. Like if there is a stereo track, for example, like keyboard now, create them stereo track. But if I don't have the time, I'll just create the 1 to 48 from the USB, from the winged USB, and just record everything, then label them later. So so this is drum pad, left and right. For this particular song, Zach did not play anything from the drum pad, so I just deleted it. Then the bass. This is the, what is it called now? This is the bass. If you remember, I recorded 3 tracks for the bass. The DI, I recorded an SM58 that I removed the, what is it called? I removed the grill. Then I recorded a PGA 52. So these are the 3 tracks for the bass. This one can come up like this. Stay up now. Okay, that's for bass. Okay, like I said, I used to do. Okay, yeah, you said logic. So this won't be strange, thankfully. So like mentioned about reference tracks. So this Todulani song, what's the song again? This is the song I used for the drums. This is the song I used for the drums. Now here we are with my plenty plugins that I've killed the system with. This is the reference for the drums. Then my drums, I have plenty of my drums. I will show that later. This percussion is from the stems. Okay, let me just go down. This one is the stems recorded that day. This was the original stems recorded that day. Okay, sorry. I put it up. So for some reasons we are not using this stem again, because in fact, as a matter of fact, we had to engage Mystic on this particular project, because we had some back and forth issues with Ojonimi, the guy that did the original stems for the recording. So this was the stems he did. The main reason why we are not using this is that we discovered that it's actually a sample from one popular song, and before you finish the song now, they will not tell you that the song has copyright issue. So basically, this was the stems that was recorded that day. I think the cable was shaking. He didn't bring sound card on time and all of that, so we couldn't check things. So you could hear that the cables were shaking. The recording was quite bad. You can see that one side is shaking like that. So even outside the stem that was recorded that day, apart from the stems that they play for the recording that day, I used to request for individual elements of the stems so that I have control over the over the song. So this was originally the percussion that he sent. Yeah, this one. Then the other elements. Then what else? What else? What else? Okay, this is another reference song I used. I will use later for another song. I think I will check. Yes, this is the particular reference song I use for for the project. Yeah, there we go. So there we are. So basically, I was trying to talk about the stems. These are some of the elements of the stems that they eventually sent individually. Something like this.
Why should I fear?
Something like that.
Why should I worry?
So something like that.
Why should
What
I
else?
fear? He's before and behind.
So this is the percussion.
Ever.
Then what are the other things that he sent from
Why
the?
should I worry?
These are the
Why should I
these are the
fear?
other elements he sent from the steps. This is another one. This is another one. Then things like transition effects. Yeah, something like that. Where's the xylophone again? Something like that. So all these are what make up the song. Entire. Then the guitar. I recorded 3 guitars that day, if you remember. This is the DI. The Jeff's guitar pedal that he brought that day was a single output, so it's mono. Then what else? This is the SM58 that I removed the grill. What did I do here, sir? Can't remember. Okay, then the SM7B that I put behind the cabinet. So of course you know that the mics would pick up bleeds. So I had to use this EQ to shape their this thing. So basically that's it. So these are the 3 guitar channels. This is the DI. Then with the mics. So originally, for recordings, it was actually this Philippines recording that I started recording cabinets. So if I'm not recording cabinets like this, I will naturally use this thing. I used to use Waves. I don't know if you have Waves bundle. So if I'm not recording guitar cabinets like this, what I naturally do is that oh, excuse me. Shana amp, will I say na GTR amp? Yes. So what I do is that I create a send and use this I use this guitar simulated guitar amp. So naturally, okay, I think I should try it out. Yes, are you still there? Oh my God, sorry, sir. Let me know if you are still here, sir. If you are still following. So and I hope I've not lost you anywhere. So so if I'm not recording guitar amps like this, what I used to do. Yes, and you asked a question that day that what about this thing? What about bleeds? Because if you can hear very well, this particular guitar mics, the amp mics that I recorded, they had bleeds, so I had to use EQ to reduce the bleeds a little. Yeah, so I actually have one plugin that I can use. Oh, let me try it out now, sir. So like if you remember, like I said that day, that I consider bleed as part of what makes it live, because naturally you don't expect the punch of a studio recording from a live recording, like the cleanliness, if that's the English word. so for example, let's assume I'm coming. We are playing now. Okay. So you can see that I still have these bleeds. So you can see that it's only the mics that. All right, sir. You can see that it's only the mics that have the bleed. So where are the EQs, sir? Second slot. Okay, so let me. Okay, yes, and I'm panning it left and right. So this is without the EQ. So this is without the EQ. The mics without the EQ. And this is it with the EQ. So it's a lot cleaner than with the DI. This is just the DI without the mics. So I don't know if you heard the difference. So let me check out this. Let me check out this. What is it called? There's one. Okay, I think it's this one that has more bleed. So there's one isotope plugin that has. Just a moment. There's one isotope plugin that had one bleed or something like that. I used it on her vocals and it was quite nice. So that is supposed to be guitar. This is crazy. My God. No, no, I'm so using this. Okay, so I think I can just reduce it a little. My God. Okay. So, let me just put it here. Sorry. Oh. What is in here, sir? Okay, I think I actually don't need this anymore. Yeah, I don't need this again. So basically, that's it. Oh. Yes, I don't need this again. So just a moment. Yeah. No, this is really nice. Without it. Ah, my God. So I don't even need this EQ again. Because that EQ is actually cutting some of the shine of the brightness of the guitars. So with this, I don't need the EQ again. Why is this thing starting from beginning now? Something like that. Okay, so I think what I can do is maybe cut the lows and release the highs now. So I think this works. Yeah, this works better. Uncle Simon, no verse. Let's not leave what we are supposed to talk about. But basically, that's it for the guitars. So I was saying that if I don't record before I started recording guitar cabs bar. So what I used to do is that, for example, if I have this, just this, what is it called now? Just this DI guitar now. So what I will do is that I will create a send. Yes. I'll create a send. Let's say this bus is still free. So okay, let me put up because I'm using a spring reverb on the guitar. Let me put that off. Without, then with it, then without. Okay, let me quickly talk about these two. Sorry that the thing is my thoughts are scattered. It's like I don't have this thing. Let me is now that we're on the guitar, let's just touch it. So for this guitar now, if I'm using, okay, this particular guitar now, the way I'm treating the three guitars, I'm treating them like a single element. Like, it's just one guitar. So regardless of the number of signals coming from it, I'm still treating it like one element. That's why you see that everything I have for this guitar now is under this bus. So this is my electric guitar signal. If I need to do anything individually, like this cleanup that I did now, I will do it on the individual channel. Then I will still blend them by volume and come here. On the bus bar, I'll still come to the bus to treat everything as one element. That is the guitar. So even the spring reverb that I used it only on the DI. I used it only on the DI signal. You can see here. That's bus 27. Yes, I used it only on the DI signal. I didn't use it on the mic signals. So even the spring reverb, is still coming to the electric guitar because I'm treating it like a single element. I'm just treating it like, okay, if a guitarist is playing, if he had reverb from his pedal, it will still be part of the signal he's sending to me as an engineer. So there's no need treating it separately. Let me quickly listen to your voice note, sir.
No, I'm getting you very well, sir. I'm getting you very well. I'm following. Thank you.
All right, sir. So there's a trick that I use for guitars to make it wide. If you have, especially for this kind of guitar bar that is not stereo, is mono. So if you come to, sorry, I don't overload this system. So the thing they imagine say 64 gig RAM system, they they slow like this. so this is the DI signal. This is the DI signal. This is the reverb. This thing, what is it called now? The reverb send, the spring reverb that I'm sending. So this is the reverb I'm using. Is from Waves too. So just this spring reverb, I just shaped it a little just to cut the lows and cut small high from the signal before entering the reverb. So basically that's it. So now so what I was saying is that, so what I do to make guitars wide is that if I'm panning my guitar a little to my right, I used to pan the reverb to the opposite side. So how I do that is that this spring reverb send now, if you right click it, whether you right click or left click, yes, you see independent pan. So if you select that independent pan, so what it does is that you can pan the send. You can pan the send of that signal separately. So this is how it works. I hope I'm not confusing you on this one, and I hope you can see it. You can see send as faders, like our normal send as faders, send as fader on normal console. So these are all my buses. I mean all my sends rather. So where is it? This is the spring. Yes. So it is only this DI signal that. So this is the volume of the send I'm doing from the DI. Kai, forgive me, I'm not a good I'm not a good teacher, but I hope you are getting one or two things, sir. So this is the volume of the DI, the guitar DI going to this spring reverb. This is the volume of the spring reverb itself. Then this now becomes the pan. Sorry, not the pan. I say the pan. So this is the volume. As you can see, as I was changing this was changing too. So this is the normal volume of the send that you have. Then this is the pan of the of this signal going into this reverb. So this will pan the signal before entering the. Hey, sorry, I'm using my hand. This other camera that I set up, the thing used to fail. So this pan now, it will pan this signal that is sending to the spring reverb. So basically that's it. So the reverb will be sounding on my left now in this particular case, and of course because my guitar is naturally on the right, so that one will be on the right. So I don't know if you got that. So basically that's that on the guitar. We've spent so much time on that guitar Magana. But then I think we have that if I did not record mic on the cabinet, so this is what I will do. I will send the DI to a channel. So let me create it. And say let's call it, I will naturally call it guitar amp. Yes, I'll call it guitar amp. So then I'll send it at full volume. So I'll send it at full volume. So this is what I want to use as the guitar amp now. Then I will just come and use my, where is that guitar stomp again? Guitar amp again. Why did I do dual mono? Not dual mono. I'm not looking for dual mono. A guitar amp. No. Guitar amp. Yes. So this is the guitar amp. Sorry, sir. Help me, sir. Let me know if you are still following, sir. So naturally, I just use this clean default on it. So what the amp gives is that beyond EQ bar, it gives that that small brightness of an amp. It gives that small brightness of an amp to the guitar. So this is it. Without it. With it. So if I have time, I'll just mess around with so because this is stereo, if I want to use mono, I'll use mono. If I want to use stereo. So because this is stereo, you have two different types of cabinet that you can choose from. So you can choose their emulations. So as you can see, where is the pan? This one is on left and this one is on right. Yes, just like I'm panning my cab mic too, left and right. So that's what they are doing here too. So you can select different cabinet. You can leave it as the same. Then you can select the kind of mic. There are some other yes, and for both the left and right. There are some other plugins that give you more visual representation. You know, this is just like a list. There are some other guitar amp emulation plugins that they will show you the picture of the cabinet, the picture of the mic you are choosing, and all of that. And you can choose from the presets, and you can EQ you can shape the dry signal before entering the cabinet. So basically that's it. So I will just yes, I will just blend the volume. So this is the original signal. So imagine without the amp, then with the cabinet. I don't know if you can hear the difference. So basically, So that's what I would naturally do if basically that's what I would naturally do if I'm working with just DI signal that I'm not that I did not record the guitar cap. Maybe I get a recording that they just recorded the DI without the this thing. Let me hear your voice note, sir.
So, sir, sorry, a quick question before we continue. I say so for the, is it a channel for the guitar now? Is it a channel you are creating like a channel or what is it called now? An auxiliary this thing channel which will be used as your sense basically to, or just a normal channel.
Oh, okay. So I'm using okay, you can actually do it either ways. So for this one now, I'm using send. This is the send. This is the one going to the what is it called? The guitar amp, this channel. So I'm sending it like a copy. Do you understand? But then the two of them, I'll still bring them to the bus of the guitars. Do you understand? That's one way you can do it. So it's just like, so I just think of it like the normal scenario of you recording DI and you are sending, if when we record cabinets like this, is that you take a copy from out of the DI box. That that thing that they used to write on the DI box? Some we write through or output 2 or something like that on the DI. So it's like taking a copy of the original signal, then sending it to the cabinet. So you can do that by using this send. Do you understand? You can do that by using auxiliary bus send, like you mentioned, and that's what I did here. Then another thing you can actually do is to duplicate the track. You can actually duplicate the track. Do you understand? Then for the second one, you just put your, what is it called? For the second one, you just put your guitar amp plugin and just run with it. So either way it works. So basically, that is it. Let me track back and see. So create track. Okay, so basically that's where we are. Then I do that for bass too. If I'm not recording the cabinet, just that I discovered that the difference for recording cabinet, but instead of using these plugins, you know that those engineers used to tell us that if you record with those old analog consoles, that what the sound is different and all of that. Sincerely, no hype, and I'm not trying to make it sound this thing. I think I prefer even with these bleeds, I think I prefer the recording, even despite the fact that I did not record with good mics. I think I prefer these sorry, I'm using my hand. I've forgotten that the second camera is not working. So I think I prefer this recording bar to these duplicating tracks. That's why you see that after that Philippa's own that I started it, every recording I try to ensure that regardless of how good the mics or the cabinets are, I will shall record what's his name? Cabinets by Mike. So that's where we are. So
Come on, give the Lord a dance.
okay, so now that I found out that this guy works better on the this thing. Let me try and clean up these guys too if it will work for it. Well, I think I don't have so much problem on it, sha. Or maybe because I use this EQ.
Lion of Judah, I am my father.
So this is the PGA 52. Oh no, sorry, this is the SM58 that I removed the grill. Let me see if it will work on it, the blade. Okay. Okay. So I think this will not work for bass. I think that one was designed for electric guitar because I can see that it's cutting out the lows. So okay, so Uncle Simon, I have a few tricks here and there that I do for some of these things. For example, this okay, the trick even started from the recording. So for this bass, I used two mics. I used PGA 52, that kick mic. That one captured more of the low end. As against the SM57. So I was saying that the trick started from the recording. I used SM58, but I removed the grill because they said that SM57 and SM58 are the same thing if you remove the grill. So I removed the grill on this SM58. That's why you can see that I named it as 57. And like I mentioned, you can see that this one has more of the thump, like more of the punch, yes. Then the PG52 has more of the low end. It has more of the low end. So let's start with the 57. This Uncle Sawa, you don't reach like this. But even without these things, I mean, a mix will still work. So this one now, what did they used to call it? So this IK Multimedia Mic Room plugin. So what it does is that, of course, it's what was I going to say? So generally it works based on this mic frequency response and all of that is basically EQ change and I mean something similar to EQ change. So I use this quite a lot on if I record with a mic and I want the frequency response of another mic. So for example now this SM57 now, I chose the SM57 as the source mic. Who is this one now? Hey, this one, hold on first. So this is the source. So I said the source is SM57. That kind, what it's listening to is SM57. Then this is a popular mic, Retro 20, RE20. I've forgotten let me check. Let me even close all of this first. What else do I need to close? Okay. So where are we? What am I looking for? RE20 mic. I want to believe that you can still see my screen. Let me check. Just that I discovered that. Okay, yes. The screen is still showing. So this mic is a popular mic known for. Oh God. Sorry, sir. Let me pick this call. Hello, sir.
How are you, sir?
Very fine. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. I didn't see the invoice again yesterday.
Yes, sorry. Yesterday was a busy day. I'll do it very soon once I'm done with this. I'll send it very soon once I'm done with what I'm doing right away.
Please, can you just help me share it now? Tomorrow is the rehearsals now.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. I will send it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, so this mic, I'm sure you must have seen it before. I think people now use it for podcast and all of that. So it's reportedly it's a good mic for recording guitar, bass guitar amp. You can look it up actually. So basically, that's the that is what that's the emulation here. So I'm changing the sound from the supposed SM57. So this is without it. I don't know if you can hear it, Sha, but it's bringing up that punch, that that frequency that will pop on small speakers like phone. It brought that up a little. So basically that's it for that. Then what's here? So I just cut the highs because of the bleed. There's actually another another plug I can use for this. That Isotope has one music rebalance. I think I don't have it on this system. So let me listen to your voice note, sir.
Yes, I can hear it. Very, 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 very nice, sir. Very nice.
So yes, sir. So I'm just cutting the highs because of the bleed. Then you will notice that on top of my channel, that analog this thing that I mentioned about that I talked about the other time we spoke. This particular plugin. So I treat it like and sincerely I heard it from this particular mix. Well, so let me not say plenty things on that. But this part it's like a this is an emulation of a tube console. So it is on every of my channel, including the buses. You can see T console, T console, T console, T console on every of my this thing. So what it does is that it makes because it's introducing harmonic distortion, like they used to say, all of those plenty English. So it makes it sound like you plug every of your channels to a particular console and you mix on that console. So basically that's it. Where are we? So this one is depending on the type of I have quite a number of them. So I use whichever one I want to use. I will use it on all the channels. So if I'm using SSL emulation, I'll put the particular plugin on every of my channel. I think I mentioned it the last time we spoke. Then this one, My God. So this one I just did a 40 hertz boost so that I can give that sub. Basically, that's what I did on this. So basically, that's what I did on this, and then small compression on it. Then for the DI bass, this is the original bass. I just added this R bass so that it can give it more roundness. If you hear it compared to the mic. So now imagine that this is the only signal I recorded for the bass. Compare it to see what this thing is adding to it. Hear what the DI is sounding like. So basically that's it. So this is adding small roundness to the DI signal. You can see that even with this guy that I'm adding to it, it's not as full as like with the addition to the English. Sorry. That even with this one that I'm adding, that is adding the roundness, but it's not as full as like, okay, I'm adding the mic signals. So basically that's that. Then there's this thing that I saw in one of Yoshi's video. So it's using a multi-band saturator. So basically where the trick is for me on this one is actually here. So he changes this one to power amp. Yes. So for each band, you can decide the type of saturation you want to introduce for each band. So let me solo it, and where is the solo? This is the signal you hear more on small speakers like phone than these two. And this is almost non-existent, basically like that. So, but this one, he used the power amp saturation type on it, so it brings out that high frequency of the bass. I don't know if you can hear it. I've muted it now. So basically, adding everything together, we are here on the bass bus. So I'm still treating everything like one, and of course I balance the volume based on what I want. And I don't know if you've noticed something, that sometimes one important thing to note is that okay, let me wait for your voice note, sir. Oh my god. So let me just go ahead while I wait for a voice note. So one important thing to note is that I don't solo to mix, because I'm only soloing like this because we are talking around it. Because um I don't know if you've noticed, some of the elements are not sounding like nice elements individually, but if you put them together as a piece, they sound together as music. Because if you solo to mix, it might be, the elements might be sounding good on their own, but when you bring them together, they will now be sounding apart. They will not sound together like they were recorded in the same space, something like that. Let me listen to your voice note, sir.
So, sir, a quick one before I forget. Okay, so I used to have these little issue with our this thing, our what's it called now? Our DI boxes. So once you plug to DI boxes. Most times you find it the signal just like drop drastically. Sometimes you can even barely hear what is coming out, even when you push to almost like max. And they are not active DI, they are passive DIs. So most times I don't know. Before it doesn't work. This before that doesn't happen, but just of a recent, you find out that your bass guitar or your lead guitar is just lost, like gone. Most times, even if you take your gain almost like to max 100, you still barely can hear it come out.
Okay, for DI, but it depends on the kind of bass, actually. Sorry, sir, give me a moment. Let me check something. So it depends on the kind of bass, or generally depends on the kind of uh what's this one saying? It depends on the kind of guitars, bar, because I discovered that even here some guitars are louder than some. In fact, I have a passive bass here in this studio, one Fender Precision or something like that. The one in the studio, that bass at 10 dB on my, it's paining me that this second camera is not working. At 10 dB on my, at 10 dB. Okay, well, I'm using an active Radial Pro DI on that bass, anyways. But even at that, at 10 dB gain with that active Radial DI box, uh, I have relatively good signal that will be hitting between -18 and -12 on the meter. And some people will come with their bass. I will have to gain up to like 20-25 dB before I will get healthy signal from them. With guitar too, even with pedal, there are some pedals that people will bring here that sometimes I'll go as high as 30-35, sometimes 40 dB of gain on the wing before I get healthy signal from them. So so what I'm suspecting, but except if you've checked that, is that okay, sorry. What I'm suspecting with that is this thing that guitarists do, that they will not give you sufficient volume during sound check. So that one is possible. But then if you have checked yourself and you see that even when you put up all the volume on the bass or on the guitar, the signal is still low. I think what you can do is to now check with another DI box. What you can do is to check with another DI box. Because let me check this one. Yes, basically that's it. Basically that's it. So I think if you check with another DI box and you see that it's the same thing, that means it's from the guitars. The guitars are naturally not, they are not sending strong signals. Then another thing you can do is, if you see that it's like you mentioned that they didn't used to do like that before. Um, another thing you can try is another thing you can try is maybe try switching to active DIs over time. Maybe you can add one, add two, and like that, because that's the only thing coming to my head right now. I don't know. I don't know where we are now. So, so where do we continue from, sir? Okay, on the base channel, I did a number of things, but I did a number of things on the base. But how do we continue from here, sir? And okay, and then, sir, please let me know. Let me know when you want to go. Let me know when you want to go. So that I don't. We can always reschedule for another day. But I'm still here, sir. This is the signal you hear more on. Sorry, signals. Saturation you want to introduce for each band. So let me solo it and where is the solo? This is the signal you hear more on small speakers like phone. Then these two. Then this is almost non-existent. Basically like that. So but this one, Uncle Samuel, I'm waiting for you, sir. Let me know how you want us to continue from here. Then let me know, sir, if you want to. I mean, when you want to, when you want us to finish.
No problem at all. I'm with you, sir. Just not to stress you. If no problem, if we can continue another day, that'll be fine. That'll be fine, sir. But no issues at all. No issues at
Okay, if you say so. Okay, I think we can. If it's okay by you, let's see what we can push till say like 1:30. If that's okay by you. So, like I said, I don't solo to mix. I'm just soloing all of these things because we are talking around it. Then, what I do is that another thing I do is that what days to call it. Another thing I do is that for every element I'm mixing. So, for example, if I'm mixing the bass now, I will, because I don't solo to mix. So what I do is that I just push the volume of the bass a little than it will naturally be in the music, so that I can hear the changes I'm making properly. So, but as I'm mixing it, I'm listening to my reference mix. I'm as I'm mixing it, I'm listening to my reference mix and I'm comparing. I'm making my decisions on that. Let me hear this.
So another one again. So for this particular project or on all the projects you've been working on or you're working on, do you mix all of them at the same time, or do you just cut, you just separate them and give them a separate window entirely, like for each song, or it's just on one window you mix all of them?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because uh, um, I like treating live recordings like albums. So I like making them sound like they are recorded in the same on the same day. So I mix them on the same window in the same projects like this. So, because if you want to say that you want to mix them per song, for example, this Philippa's project now that is 10 songs. So imagine going through the same process 10 times. Of course, I know that each song sound different and they have their own unique characteristic and all of that. But then I mix everything in the same project. So for example, like I mentioned that I will pick a song or two, then I'll look for the reference, then I'll start with that song, mix that song first. Like I'll start with that song and mix that song first. Then after that song, so what I do is project alternatives under file, project alternatives. Then you create new alternative. Like I said, I lost the project, so this is the first. This is the first one I'm doing. In fact, let me do the new alternative now. This one is father. This is supposed to be 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is supposed to be 7. Diary number 7. And the title of the song is Father. Should I save it? Should I save it? Okay. Let me say don't save. So that don't save is that because I've not really made any informed decision on the project. We've just been talking around it. Hey! Okay, well, I still have it here anyways. The bleed this thing, the bleed plugin that we added. So, but I have it saved here. So this file alternatives now, anytime I can open any of the project alternatives. So they are like versions. So for example, now once I finish mixing this one, this is the title of this song is Father or whatever they want to call it. May I give my title to to whatever song. So I create the project alternative. Then when I want to mix the next song, I'll just create another alternative, then just make specific changes based on that particular song. So I don't create a new. So this new alternative now still have the current process, but yes, current progress rather, the current progress of the project. So once I'm done with this song, I'll create a new alternative for the next song. I'll just make specific changes based on that song, then save it. Then the next song I'll create another alternative too. So like that, like that, like that. So I don't know if I'm able to confuse you not convince you that public school is better than day school. So basically that's it. So I was saying that I don't solo to mix. I mix in context. Then I'm listening as I'm mixing, as I'm making my decisions. I'm soloing the referencing. I'm taking it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, like I said, let's see what we can push till 1:30 so that I can do one or two things too. Thankfully, my my today is relatively free. My first session for today is 5:30. So So let's go to drums. Drums is an interesting is an interesting element of the music. Well, I hope I'm able um to explain this thing very well. If you have any question, please let me know, sir. So, like I said, I do sampling for. Well, I now do some sampling. When I started, I didn't used to do neither replacement nor either replacement nor sampling. I just mix the drums. I think the first project that I did replacement was the Hausa Hymns one. Yes, that was the Hausa Hymns one. That was the one I did replacement. But then then I used to use addictive drums, then addictive triggers. So up until recently, I think sometime last year, then I saw Yoshi's approach and I think I like it. So what is it called? So now I do sampling just like Yosh, basically layering. So now for the drums, I hope you can still hear me, sir. So for the drums, I have everything under a drum boss. Like I said, I still treat everything like a single element, like a single human being playing the drums. Do you understand? Then I have the kicks, I have the snares, I have the toms. For this one, recently I think I've been privileged to record relatively good drums with relatively good heads and relatively good mics. So I hardly do replacements for toms. If the toms are not very good, I would do replacements. In some cases, I might lay. I think I've done one or two projects that I layered. I just added samples to the toms, but on this one, I did not do. I did not do. I used the original recorded signal. So this is what it sounds like. So something like this. So sorry, let me. So that was the original this thing, of course, with some processing. Okay. So basically, that's what the drum sound like. So for the kick, for this Philippines recording, we didn't have a very good. We didn't have we didn't have so good recording like that. But we bless the Lord. The Lord helped us. So, very important, Uncle Simon. So another thing that I do, especially because I work with plenty signals for same source. You know this phase issue bar car and time alignment bar is very very important because that's where you lose punch. In fact, for this particular mix, but this particular song I'm mixing presently, I think it's one of the songs that I have a very good punch. Well, in my head, I'm thinking is the console emulation that I used, anyways. But then, in fact, at some point, I'm even thinking like the low end is not, especially for the kick, is not so much. But I think I have very good punch, despite the fact that I recorded some elements with multiple mics. So when you are recording with multiple mics, time alignment is very important and face issues. So let me start with the bass from the top. Let's use this. I want to believe you can see this bar, these three signals. So this is, what is it called? Hey, I don't go come out something. Okay, I'll go back to I'll go back to return it. Some of the things I removed from the guitars. So I will explain now, sir. So these are the bases. So these are the bases. Yes. This alignment that you are seeing, that they are starting on the same at the same time, they don't with the recording, they did not start on the same time like that, because number one, you know that your DI will be faster than your mics, because your DI is going straight to your console. But your mic, there is distance between your mic and the source. That's the speaker membrane that is supplying sound, the speaker of the amp. So there will be slight delay, something like this. Something like this. You can see that this is faster. This is a little late. So, okay, let me try and play this. Then you hear the difference. So, thank you. First cancellation. I don't know if you heard the difference. So it came together more than when they were slightly off. So for everything I'm recording more than one mic like that, I of course, you know, snare top and snare bottom, that one is constant. You have to flip one of them. But for this cabinet that I'm recording multiple mics on a single signal, so I'll check that. For example, I will look for a sharp transient like this one, a visible transient like this one, and ensure that they are starting at the same time. Then another thing is the phase, the polarity rather. Yes, you can see that these two, the DI, check this particular one. Check this particular wave. This one on the DI and this one on the 57, they look the same. But the one on the 52 looks flipped. So you can see it almost everywhere. The DI and the 57 looked similar, but the 52 it looks inverted almost everywhere. So that I'm using the phase invert of this particular console to correct that, and you even hear the difference. You can see that something is lost. That punch is lost, but it's back now. So basically, I do that for everything I have multiple sources on. Then I did that. The one that the one that I was shouting about was on guitar. Hey, thank God, I'm hungry today. Okay, so on that one, I look for a good I look for a good visible transient. I look for a good visible transient and try to align the stats. Let me see if I can increase this more. Something like this. So I just use my small common sense to do this. So of course, originally they were not aligned like this because of course the distance between the SM7B at the back of the amp is different from the distance between the 57 in front. Then of course the GI will come first. So on this one you can see that. So let's do this again. So on this one you can see that the 7B and the DI, they look alike. Do you understand? The 7B and the DI look alike. But somehow, of course, because the frequency response is different, it's not really the same like that. And of course, because the 57 picked more of the bleed than the 7B, you can see that it's a little different in pattern, in wave pattern. But then you can still tell the polarity. You can see that the DI and the 7B look alike, but the 57 is looks inverted to the two of them. Another good place to look is here. You can see that I don't know if you can see it well. Something like this. So so you can see that the 57 and the 7B, they look alike, but what am I saying? Sorry, the DI and the 7B look alike, but the 57 looks a little not even a little, looks inverted. So on something like that, so I will naturally, so I'll go and flip the polarity of the 57. So let's see. You remember I removed one. I removed because I shall know that the guitar is sounding somehow in my ear with the stereo image. So I removed one channel strip on this what is it called? On this 57 that I was wondering what it was doing there. So basically that is where should I put it now? So I think I used a 4000E on it. Okay, so so I'll just flip the oh my god! I don't know if you hear if you are wearing your two headphones, having an earpiece. If you can, because while I was doing this debleating, I removed this thing. Then I discovered that it was sounding weird, like the stereo image was sounding weird. So hear the difference. I don't know if you can hear it. So this is the original. is sounding weirdly wide. Then with the polarity of the 57 inverted now, it came together. So these small things, these small things are the things that make mixes lose punch, then where the stereo image and all of that. So basically, that's it. Because the reason why I removed the channel strip was because in my head I wasn't doing anything. Then I think maybe it was while, because the project, like I told you, and it was a backup that I had to fall back on. So I was thinking maybe it was one of those things that I added earlier that I don't need anymore. So that was why I removed it. I forgot that it was because of this polarity inverse that I used it. So basically that's it, Uncle Simon. What did I do on this one? That I am using this one. Sir. Yes, it's this one that I'm not using. I'm actually not using this. Let me be very sure. Yeah, I'm not using this. Okay, I'm actually not using this. So we were talking about drums, so that anything you record multiple signal on, you have to check. You have to check the time alignment and the phase correlation, if that's the English. Then I wanted to say something now. I pray I don't forget. I wanted to say something now. Even in life now, it's paining me that this thing is not working. This thing is supposed to work now. I wanted to show you basically, even for live sound, I do that. Yes, I'll get to it now. Even for live sound, I do that. On my, what's the name? On my kick, for example, because the kick in mic is closer to the beater than the kick out. So you can go and check your live recording files. You will see that if you zoom in somehow the kick in will be faster, or let me say the kick out used to come in later than the kick in, because this distance thing, of course you know distance when it comes to sound wave now. So the closer the distance, the earlier the vibration gets to the mic. So for example now, if you are recording snare mic and overhead, if you check your snare mic and your overhead mic at a snare hit, you will see that the snare mic will pick the snare sound faster than the overhead if you zoom in very well. So same thing with kick, even with live sound. So what I do with live sound is that, because there is no, or at least to the best of my knowledge, I don't know one yet, there's no way you can bring in what is it called? Sorry, I got distracted a little. There's no way you can bring forward a signal in live sound. You can only delay, especially on wing. So what I do is that for live sound, I used to delay my kick in. A I think on this one I'm using meters. Yes, I'm using meters. So I just use anyone you want to use. You can use feet, you can use wing, you can use meters, you can use wing. I say wing. You can use meter, feet, millisecond, or samples. So I just use my head to say, okay, what is like the likely distance between the kick in and the kick out mic. So I just delay the kick in mic so that the kick in and the kick out their signal is relatively aligned. And some of these small changes, uh, small adjustments help a lot. So for example, now this particular recording, like I was saying, that we didn't have um, very good, I mean excellent recording, but then God helped us. Sha. So let's go back to, so this one now, you can see that relatively these guys they are starting on the same time. But for you can go and check your one of your multi-track recordings. You see that many times the kick out mic will be a little later. So let me try and play this. So let me undo it.
Lion of Judah, I
Logic and what they did not send it. Okay. So let's do this. So naturally, you see that for most of your recordings, you see that the kick out many times will be a little later than the kick in. So hear what it sounds like. In fact, let me remove the sample I added. Sorry. Now let me undo. You can hear the difference. I don't know if you are able to hear the difference. So these small adjustments help actually. So then another thing. Let me be sure that I got it right back. Did I get it back? Okay, yes, now I have it back. Sorry, sir. Yes. Okay. So let me solo the Okay, the difference on this one is not so audible actually, because I don't have so much low end on this. Because I was compensating for the low end on the from the sample actually. But then you understand basically what I was trying to say. Then I did sampling. I added a sample to it. I added a sample to it, and if you can see that the polarity of the sample is like opposite of the recorded signal. So of course I had to flip. you can see that the low end has disappeared. Then with it. So basically that's it. So so that is why many times when I'm doing drum sampling, I bounce them out so that I can see what this thing looks like, so that I can not only do the polarity correction, but also if the time is not aligned, I can manually align them. So basically something like that. Then what else? Another secret I have for drums bar is there is this plugin. I don't know if it was you I was talking to about this plugin that I told you that, or that I was mentioning that it treats drum like a stem separation this thing. So let's see what this sounds like.
I will love you forever. I will serve.
So this is the kick mic. So on this particular day, we had no this thing. I got to Joseph were telling me that they couldn't find their PGA, one of their PGA 52 mic, and I wanted to use the PGA 52 for bass recording, the only one remaining, because they had two, and I had made plans for it. They couldn't find it, so I had to use PGA 56, that black Shure tom mic, as the kick in. So it was picking plenty things. So this is the kick mic, the PGA. This is the PGA 56 mic that I put inside the kick that day. So it was picking quite a number of. It was picking quite a lot. So, I think I can remember. I think it was you when you asked about about getting bar. This thing, Uncle Saba, I cannot lie to you. This plugin bar is a very, 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 very something lifesaver. You don't need to disturb yourself about gates or anything. No, you to hear it now. So what it does, it analyzes the signal of the track you put it on. Then it splits it. You can see kick, snare, hi-hat, cymbals, toms, and others. So it will even separate other things like vocals and keyboards and all of that. Let me listen to your voice note, sir.
Sorry, sir. How do you do the drum sampling, please? Sorry, I'm taking you back.
No, not a problem. It's not back. I've not gotten there. I will show you the drum sampling thing. So let me finish with this. So it will split them into tracks like that. So you have the volume. You can adjust the volume. You can do the sensitivity. So it's more. In fact, this plugin passes for to be called an AI drum splitter. So with this plugin, Uncle Simon, you can record drums with a single mic and still have individual elements. So for this one, now listen to it. Hear what the kick sounds like. Hear the snare from that kick mic. Then hear the toms. Okay, the snare is still on. Hear the toms. Then the cymbals. He wasn't playing. heavy cymbals on this section. So basically that's it though. So what I do is that for every of my live mics bar, I put the plugins on them for drums. Then I just solo the elements. Just a moment, sir. So I just solo the elements. For example, this kick in, I have it there. I just solo the kick. This one too. Let's hear what it sounds like on this one. I mean, no stress, naughty. Is hear it without. Hear it without. Hear the cymbals. You can hear the hi-hat separate from the cymbals. This is really crazy. So basically that's it. I mean, it's you won't be stressing yourself about gates. I mean, yes, now gates. Try to adjust your gates, your threshold, your release, all of those. Uncle Simon, you know your gettings for mixing drums. Get Acorn drum remixer. So basically that's it. Same thing for snare. Same thing for snare. See, where is it? Here the original signal. Where do you want to start from on this one? Well, there are things I could have done anyways. Here hi-hat. From the snare mic. The kick from the snare mic. Here the So basically, I think I've spent too much time on this Acorn drum remix. So let me allow it to speak for itself. So basically that's it. So that's what I use for. So if there are now any other spill that is disturbing, like you can see, I did that on the. Sorry, sir. Where is this there? I did that on the toms. If there are now some spills that are coming through, for example, there are some tom hits that will sound like snare. There are some snare hits that will sound like tom to the algorithm of the plugin. So those ones I can now take out sections of those parts. For example, like this one now, like this place that is playing presently. Like all these ones, if it's disturbing in the song bar, because you remember I mentioned something like bleeds are actually supposed to be, if they are not too disruptive, they are actually supposed to be part of the sound, the recording, especially for drums. So like this one, I will just leave it. But if it's too disruptive and is giving a different sound, for example, like that tom, tom vibration now. If you are hitting kick, tom 1 or 2 might be vibrating and is quite loud. So like those parts were the parts I cut off from the toms. So like I said, I've said too much on this Acorn drum remix. Let me allow it to speak for itself. It's really crazy. I mean, it's one of the if there's anything for live recording bar, if there is one plugin that they say from now on you must buy, I think I'll buy that one first. So it's really crazy. So basically that's it. Then for hey Jesus, 1:30 I've reached. No, no, I don't feel to talk wisdom for where you do. You get the wisdom now. Is the plugin I was talking about that? I mean, everything. I think you should get this plugin. Akon remix drums, something. Akon remix drums. You can check it out if you can't find it. I think I can find a way to look for it and send to you. It's been a day. Oh. Okay, let me see if we can talk about this. Let me see if we can talk about this drum sampling, and we can reschedule for another day. But basically, this is what my drums sound like together. I've picked up quite a number of things from plenty people that make up the things I do on drums presently. Okay, I think you could hear that kick is that kick speed in that here. You can hear that boom, 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 boom. So like this one now, I'll just remove it. So that boom, boom, boom don't come out. Before I used to do individual cutting. Uncle Simon, that second Hausa hymns, Jesus is Lord. I did individual cutting for all the thumb hits, but for all the say na 9 songs, how many songs we do for that project? I've been at 12. For each hit like this, I go cut and comot something like this, so that I can delete this. So I used to do something like this before. Then on top of that, you still have to do fade in and fade out for the cut, so that it doesn't begin to sound somehow. Until God introduced Akon remix drums to me. No. It's really amazing. So for sampling bar, so where do I start from? Okay, let me just explain how I do my sampling first. So these are like I told you, I used to bounce out the samples so that I can do the time alignment and phase correction if there's any to be done. You can see that almost all of them are starting on, they are all starting at almost the same time. And of course, this one, you can see the snare top, they still retain the same thing. But then if they don't, I'll just flip it. But of course, what DJ used to call it, snare bottom will always be the opposite direction. So all this, like I mentioned earlier, all these small adjustments make that you don't lose punch, you don't lose this thing. So what was I saying? Sampling. So of course, many times it's better to use the snare top signal. So as you can see, the snare. So I'm using 2 samples on this one. Let me look for a good place to. Okay, let me see what Zach was doing around here. Forgive me. I actually noticed that the snare has too much highs. While I finished this progress, but I finished it. Said the drum sound good. I really thought I was thinking that the kick doesn't have so much load. I've been thinking how to approach that. Okay. So thank you, sir. So the snare bar. So like I was saying, I finished this one last night. This current progress, I finished it last night. So I listened to it on my way home, and I discovered that the snare actually has some highs that I can tame. So that's why I was trying to listen out for the snare bottom. I think it's on the snare bottom and on this sample. This one has it too much. Then the snare bottom. Then the snare bottom too has it too much. So I think I'll just drop the volume on that. Then I think I can bring down this a little. Okay, I think this works. Then I think the snare needs a little more smack to it too. So I think I'll need a little more smack on the snare. Oh, sorry sir, I've lost you on this one. Oh, I'll come back to it. Sorry sir. I think these are some plugins I tried out that did not eventually work out.
I say, why should I worry? Why should I fear? He's before and behind me, and he never fails. I call him protector, defender, sustainer, the one who fights for me, my keeper and shield, my father, 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 father.
Let me check.
Father, hey, Agunechem. Hey, you are my Lord, my Father, Father.
Okay, back to sampling Uncle Sam Abenovex. So I will still explain in details. Maybe that's where we start from the next time we're meeting, sir. For sampling, let's just do this and call it a day. So for sampling, I'm using two samples. Let me go over it again. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm using that sample and so I think I can cut down on this a little more. Maybe bring up with 3K. Okay. So forgive me. So I'm using these two samples on the snare because Zach, he said he wanted tight snare that day, and the okay. Let me play the original. This is the original signal, no processing, so it has no body. I mean, the thing just sound pa 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 pa. So I needed samples that has more body, something like this. So these two samples that I used, this particular one, there was a day I recorded Marcus here, Marcus Hassan. He brought one snare that day. The snare was mad. So I recorded, I took out samples from what he recorded. So I just cut elements from his recording that day. So I have it saved. I think it should be here. Mm, no, no. Yeah. Where is it? Philippa. So I used to save the library I'm using, the samples I'm using inside every project, inside the project folder, so that if I move the folder, I'm not looking for anything. So this Marcus Hassan sample, I have the kick, different type of kicks, long short, hard, soft, and all of that, and snares too, and toms 1, 2, 3. So if I need any of them, I'll just, and they are not heavy, it's just one short samples. This everything is just 3 MB. Then from addictive drums, I I pulled out some I pulled out some samples too. I think this one is about 10 MB, so it's not something. From addictive drums, I checked this thing. I checked what is it called? I checked for drum kits that I would use regularly. Let me see if it will play out. So this is kick hard, kick medium, kick soft, snare hard. So basically, excuse me, sir. Basically, so I saved that. So these are the two samples I use for now. uh, this Marcus sample and this addictive drum sample. So sometimes I combine one or two or three or more, depending on what the what the song requires. So I'm using the Marcus sample on this one, and I'm using the addictive sample on this one. So how do I go about it? So I copy the snare top. I copy the snare top into this thing. Let me bring it up. Okay, let's start with the Marcus on. So because I know so forgive me. So let's start with the Marcus on. So first thing first. Oh no, now where is it? I can't find it though. I think this should be it. Yes, this is it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I know why it's not. Do I know why it's not playing? Yes, I do. Am I playing? No, I'm not yet. So this is the original snare top mic, of course, with the Acorn this thing. This is the original signal of the snare top mic with the, what is it called, with the Acorn remix. Then I use this SPL drum exchanger. This drum exchanger. Hey, can we do this today, Uncle Samo? this thing is okay. I think let's start from here. The next time we are meeting. But basically, it's not difficult, but I think I'm a little tired, so it's looking overwhelming to me. So because there are a number of controls that you might need to understand here. But basically, you select where the sample you want to use. So what it does is that every hit of the original signal will be triggering the sample you select. So basically that's it. Please forgive me, sir. Let's start from this. Let's start from here the next time we are meeting. So once I finish the triggering like that, so I bounce it out so that I can see what I'm dealing with. For example, here now, there are some parts that did not trigger here. So instead of going to trigger it again, I was too lazy. I just duplicated this part, something like that. Sorry now.
Why should I fear? He's before and behind me, and he never fails. Why should I worry? Why should I fear?
So basically, let me give you since we are not touching the replacement to the Abina trigger and Abina sample. Let me just give you an overview of what my drums looks like. So I have the kick in, kick out, and the kick sample all coming to kick boss. This is the one I used to trigger the sample. So of course I'm disabling it after that since I've bounced it out. So all of them coming into kick boss. Then snare top, a copy of the snare top. So the way I saw yours do it is that this snare top you can see is just that console and that Acorn plugin that is on it. So there's no processing on it at all. So he leaves it the way it is. So what that does is that small, like ghost notes, like small hits that trigger will not pick up, the original signal, the original snare will pick it. Then what else? Then this second one, he just brightens it up like around 8K just to brighten the snare. So basically, when you remember, I don't know if you, the other time that I was quiet, that I was checking the snare, I discovered that the snare needed some more smack, some more attack. So I just increased that 8K more on this channel. So basically, that is what this one is doing. So small compression, maybe about 2 to 3 dB, nothing serious. It's just that 8K boost that I'm doing. I saw it from Yosh anyways, that I'm doing on this second signal. So it brightens the snare. Then the snare bottom. This particular one that I'm doing on snare bottom is one, I saw it on 1 CCM this thing. On 1 CCM snare. And I think, to be fair, it's the approach sounds relatively good on almost any snare. So what they do is that, let me use visible EQ, I mean parametric EQ, so that you see what I'm doing on this guy. That's for the snare bottom bar, yes. So they say that you cut 1K between 800 and 1K, you cut it very well You can see I'm doing that. And if you know SSL consoles, these analog consoles, they are very aggressive. In fact, sometimes they are wider than you think, sef. So you cut it very well, like you cut it like eliminate it totally. Then you increase high shelf like around 12K. You increase it totally. I did that earlier, but when that thing that I mentioned that the snare was sounding like the highs were too much, that was why I came down a little on it. So that's like around 12K. You take it up totally, then you now compress it like Jesus is coming in the next 2 minutes.
Life, yeah.
You can see. So this is what it sounds like. Something close to this. This is what it sounds like. Oh, sorry, this one too is sounding with it. Something like this. This is the original snare bottom. So you can see that the Azak did me dirty. They did give me good snare sound that day, but without processing. So this is what it sounds like. You can see that. So this is what the EQ looks like. Then they say you have to cut it. The low cut we have to go up as high as 200, 250 hertz. So if you are using and you can use any EQ, but this is what what is it called? This is what the EQ will look like. Then you compress it like mad, like close to 15, 20 dB gain reduction. So something like this. Something like this. Then you now compress it. This is what the EQ will look like. Then you now compress it like 15 to 20 dB. That's for the snare bottom. So basically that's what I do on so I just pull up this parametric EQ so that you see what the EQ curve look like, so that whichever EQ you are using. So basically I'm having the dry signal of the snare, no processing, brighten it up a little like around 8K, then with that snare bottom, then Marcus sample. I just removed that 1K small because the original snare actually has that attack small. Then the body, I have the body more from this other sample. So basically that's what my snare looks like. The original signal unprocessed, a copy of it brightened at around 8K, parametric EQ like bell curve, then the snare bottom, then the two samples, then all of them I send them to this snare. Hey, Uncle Samuel, I hope this is not, because I see that I've increased my speed a little. Hope I'm not going too fast. So all of this snare now, I'm sending it to a snare parallel where I use these CLA drums. Don't worry, I'll go over it properly when next we meet. I use these CLA drums, but I'm sending it like parallel. I'm not using it on the snare bus. I'm sending it as parallel, like a aux send. But then everything, all of them, including the parallel, I'm now sending it to the snare bus. So that's that with the snare. Then the toms, basically nothing. Well, we'll go over them properly. We'll go over them properly when next we meet. Then hearts, then overheads. Then I do drum room. I use convolution reverb. Don't worry, I'll explain them properly when next. So we start from drum sampling, then enter drum processing when next we meet. Then I have drum parallel too, where I compress the drums. So I send basically my kick, my snare, and toms, and small of cymbals, so that I can have the soft hit of the cymbals on it. Then I have the drum boss that to contain everything in it, including overheads, including hi-hats, including the bosses, the room and the parallel. So this room is like a, normally, ideally, when you are recording drums, you are supposed to record a room mic. So I don't use normal reverb. There are reverbs called, I don't know if you know about convolution reverbs. So those ones, they record real space instead of just doing digital permutation, or what would I call it, digital computation to give you a reverb plugin. No, those ones, they record real spaces. So it's more like triggering the reverb of a space. So that's the kind of reverb I use for this room. So it will now sound something like you are recording, like you have the room mic. So this is what it sounds like alone. So something like this. This is without it. I don't know if you can hear the difference with it now. So it's actually very subtle. It's not like to give the drums a reverb like that. It's just, it gives it that sense of space, like the drums was actually recorded in a real room, something like that. So that's it. I don't know if you heard the difference when I did. Let me just keep quiet and just do I'll just use keyboard to do the mute and unmute. So basically, it's like that. It's more obvious on the snare. Like it gives that sense of space, like the drums was recorded in a room. So something like that, basically. So then I have the parallel, then the drums. There's one trick. We cannot talk about drums without talking about this guy. This, for example, now I think we mentioned transients too. Yes, I mentioned it the last time we spoke. Clipping bar, like a clipper plugin. So without this, you see that. What did I just do right now? Okay. Nothing actually. Okay. So because snare, for example, I think we mentioned something around it the last time we spoke, that because they have very sharp transients, they'll be doing you like they are clipping, but then they won't give you the volume of the clip you are seeing. So what these clippers does is that they introduce like a distortion. So instead of, hey, now this thing I'm supposed to use. So let me see if I can pull this up and do this. What's happening here? Okay, it's almost full. Thank you. I know. Where is the drawer now? I need to draw on this thing. So sorry, this one is not giving me draw. I be pencil to draw what I want to draw. I can't see it here. Okay. So maybe when some other time we'll talk about it. Or I mean, I will show it. So it introduced like a distortion kind of thing on those peaks, but not the unwanted distortion that we know as distortion. So it cuts those transients at those peaks. So this is what it sounds like.
Father, 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 Father.
You can see the way he's cutting down, especially on the snare. You can see those red this thing. That's the cut. So it will sound louder, and your meter won't be clipping, something like that. Then it adds punch too, basically. So Uncle Samuel, I no vex. Uh, I think here is where I'll draw my Ebenezer. So just let me know when next. Uh, let me know if you have any question now before we call it a day. Then let me know if you have any question now, so that I can quickly run that. Then we'll schedule for another day. The unwanted distortion that we know as distortion. So it cuts those transients at those peaks. So this is what it sounds like. You can see the way he's cutting it down, especially on the snare. You can see those red this thing. That's the cut. So it will sound louder, and your meter won't be clipping, something like that. Then it adds punch too, basically. So Uncle Simon Abenovex, I think here is where I'll draw my Ebenezer. So just let me know when next. All right, sir. Okay, I think let me just respond from here, because I think the YouTube is lagging a little. All right, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity, sir. So just let me know what time, when will be a good time to meet next. Chimba one, Agune Chimba, Iron of Judah, something like that. I am that I am. You are my father, father. You never fail. Agune Chimba one. Are you serious? We did 2 hours on this live. Which 2 hours? 3 hours. Oh. Jesus is good.